right, finally, I would say this should be the last in this series of preparing for a new year. We've been looking at a few things I penned down, and then I would encourage you, if there are other things you think or you've practiced, you've used that worked for you, you could share with us too, things that you have done that you used to prepare for a new season of your life. All right. So yesterday we looked at consistency, the level of time and work needed to get proficient at what you do. There's this movie called Unstoppable. It's a documentary actually of a guy called Anthony Robles. You can get it and see. He was born without a right leg. He was a congenital disease. The doctors didn't know what it was about, but he didn't have a right leg. And he went through college and was raised by a single mom, just whole family, no dad, nothing really working. The mom was working multiple jobs to send him to college. He started collegiate wrestling. And this guy rose to become a world champion in wrestling without a leg. I think you should see the movie. It's Unstoppable. It tells the story of resilience, a can-do mindset. Don't just checking out. Don't just give up. Don't just say, oh, it can't work because of this, and then you say, oh yeah, and you just get away with it. No, insist. All right. And that takes me to the first point I want to share with you today. I read this years ago from a thought leader I respect. His name is Leke Alder, and he runs a firm, Alder Consulting. He said something. It was around this time too, I think like 6-7 years ago. He said, no matter what your condition is, medical, health, finance, family, whatever, spiritual, whatever your condition is, renegotiate your circumstance. And what he means is insist that must change. Renegotiate your position, renegotiate. Do not accept it as a final verdict. As long as it does not align with the word of God, renegotiate. And this may sound like a pep talk or may sound like motivation, but it's the word of God. Renegotiate. If the word of God does not say this and you see it in your life, renegotiate. Insist, stay on it. Learn to stay in power. Stay on the matter for long until you see answers come forward. All right, the next point will be trust in God's divine providence. Proverbs chapter 3, verse 5-6 says, trust in the Lord and lean not on your own understanding. In all thy ways, acknowledge him and he will direct thy paths. So do not all be about this is what I want to do, this is what I want to do. God can disrupt your plans. God has better plans for you. Believe that God's providence is for you. In Genesis, I think it's Genesis 22 or thereabout, in the story of Hagar. Hagar was sent out from her master's house and she was sent into the wilderness. The Bible said Abraham gave her a bottle of water and sent her away. And she was in the wilderness and the water finished. And she started crying. She left the child and she was crying out to God. And the Lord came to her. And the Lord told her, why are you crying? I'll make this your son great. And the Bible said the Lord opened her eyes and she saw a well of water. And as she saw a well of water, she called God Elroy, the one that sees me. She was the one that called God Elroy. A maid. We could say all sorts of bad things about her, but God showed up for her. God turned her bottle of water to a well of water. Believe that God can come through for you in that matter. God is providential. God thinks about what you need before you need them. God, like a father and a mother, packs your lunchbox for you before you go to school, knowing you will be hungry in school. That is God's providence. So trust in the Lord. Do not trust too much in your intelligence and what you know in your education, your 10 PhDs and all of that. Don't trust in those things. Those things are volatile. They change. God doesn't change. God knows beyond all of that. All right. And then the last 2 points tie together, but I will say them quickly. The last two are cultivate valuable relationships. Proverbs 17:17 says that a brother is born for adversity. I know charismatics may not really like to see some of these things, but you will have adversity in life. You will face tough times. You will face storms. Everything is not, if you say it, you have it. You will face storms in life. You will face situations that will challenge your faith. Cultivate friends that will be with you in the days of adversity. Adversities will come. It's not a prophecy of doom, it's part of life. All right. Do not have people around you. Do not listen to all the people that tell you if your friends cannot raise 1 million for you, they are not your friends. Those people are deceiving you. Their friends cannot raise 1 million for them. I said it. Those people that say those things, their friends can raise 1 million for them. Do not go for such financial transactional friendships. Go for people who will be with you in the days you do not have anything. People who can be sensitive to pick things in the spirit, pray for you, cover you in prayer, back you up, cover your shame. Go for such relationships, not people who are after what they can get from you. These days, everything is now about networking. Don't have friends because of networking. And lastly, instead of looking for any, and this is about spiritual mentorship, fatherhood, and all of that, there is this clamor around. Everybody wants to call somebody father. You are looking for a father in the Lord, a mother in the Lord, and all of that. And people you are calling father in the Lord, mother in the Lord, you don't even have access to them. You can't even talk to them. Not because it's their fault, but because, you don't have that access. You don't have that access. All right. So, and because you don't have that access, I won't really say you'll be qualified to be your father or your mother in the Lord. What I would rather suggest, instead of always being in the business of transiting from one father and mother to another, looking for who to call father today, this person is father, tomorrow that person is your father. Cultivate covenant relationships. That's why I said this point ties back into the previous. Cultivate prayer partners, prayer bonds, people who you bond with, people who you can pray with, people who can see God for you, people who can stand in for you, people who you can be doing something wrong and the Lord will reveal it to them. Those people you can have direct access, you can be vulnerable with. I promise you, they will do you more good than searching all over the earth looking for fathers and mothers. I am not against you finding a father or having a mother, but the people who you can access, especially friends who you can access, will do you more good. And if you do have any other points, you can share with us in the comment section. And it's a happy new year from me to you. I hope and I pray that you have a good year. Good year. I will meet again as we continue in 2026. God bless you.